The night sky over Russia erupted in flames. It was January 13, 2025. Ukraine unleashed its most audacious attack yet. Missiles and drones, some launched from hundreds of miles away, pierced the darkness. Their targets, the heart of Russia's military-industrial complex. This was not just another battlefield skirmish. It was a clear escalation. Ukraine, for months on the defensive, was taking the war to the enemy. The strikes sent shockwaves through Russia. No longer could Moscow wage war with impunity. The Kremlin's narrative of a limited special military operation lay shattered. The attacks marked a turning point in the conflict. They exposed the vulnerability of Russia's strategic depth. They also showcased the growing capability of Ukrainian forces. Armed with increasingly sophisticated domestically produced weapons, Ukraine was demonstrating its ability to strike back, and strike hard. Ukraine's strategy was two-pronged: cripple Russia's ability to wage war and shatter the illusion of normalcy for the Russian public. The targets were carefully chosen. Oil refineries, vital for fuel production, were engulfed in flames. The roar of explosions echoed from chemical plants supplying the Russian military with explosives and propellants. Ammunition depots packed with bombs and missiles destined for Ukrainian cities were reduced to smoldering ruins. And then, there was Engels Air Base, home to Russia's strategic bomber fleet. This symbol of Russian military might, located deep inside Russian territory, was no longer a sanctuary. The attacks sent a clear message: nowhere in Russia was safe. The strikes also exposed the limitations of Russia's air defenses. Despite boasting of impenetrable protection, Russia struggled to intercept the waves of Ukrainian drones and missiles. Ukraine's success stemmed from a combination of factors. First was the element of surprise. Few anticipated the scale and sophistication of the attacks. Second was the use of a combination of drones and missiles. Drones, cheaper and more numerous, overwhelmed Russian air defenses. This created an opening for more expensive and deadly missiles to reach their targets. But the most important factor was Ukraine's growing domestic arms industry. Facing restrictions on the supply of Western weapons, Ukraine had invested heavily in its own production. Long-range drones, once a technological dream, were now a reality. These drones, coupled with indigenously produced missiles, gave Ukraine the ability to strike deep inside Russia without relying on foreign powers. This newfound self-sufficiency was crucial, allowing Ukraine to dictate the tempo and direction of the war. Russia, reeling from the attacks, scrambled to respond. The Kremlin issued furious denials, claiming that most of the drones and missiles had been intercepted. These claims, however, were met with skepticism by international observers. The evidence of widespread damage was undeniable. Russia vowed to retaliate, but its options seemed limited. It could escalate further, but this risked provoking a wider conflict. It could try to strengthen its air defenses, but this would be costly and time-consuming. The attacks, coming amidst a transition of power in the United States, injected further uncertainty into the conflict. Ukraine's ability to sustain these attacks, and the West's willingness to support them, remained open questions. What was clear, however, was that the war had entered a new and dangerous phase, a war of attrition with no end in sight.